Back here at Radio Row in Phoenix, Super Bowl 57. Scott Stevens with us. Also, Randy Grimes played at Baylor from Lee High School, and now it's Legacy High School.
I know. How about that?
And so I've known Randy Grimes forever, since the days you played in college and also in the NFL, Tampa Bay. And we've been on Radio Row.
14th year.
14. This is my 25th.
Crazy.
14 for you. And, of course, an incredible story about life and playing football as well. And, Scott, your story with Cody. Let's start with that, if you don't mind.
All right.
With your son and sudden cardiac arrest and just that story.
All right. Cody was 6'9", 300-pound left tackle getting ready to go play football at Tarleton. He was just shy of high school graduation. Walked by me one day and said, "Dad, I'm tired. I'm going to take a nap," and never woke up. So that was our introduction to sudden cardiac arrest. I tried CPR, but, you've got 6 minutes when they go down to get a CPR started and an AED on them, and unfortunately I didn't get there in time. So we started a foundation and got a law passed in Texas. Took 7 years. And in Texas, our student athletes, when they get a physical, there's now a box on that form that they can check and get an ECG. We obviously can't see our students' hearts, and their hearts change just like their outside changes, and the only way we're going to find it and prevent it is to do these ECGs. We do them for $20. We pull them out of class, takes 5 minutes, email the test to the cardiologist to read, and we find out whether they've got a problem or not. I was telling one of the men here in your booth that we screened his hometown, Oglesby, Texas.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We go to Gatesville every other year, which is where I grew up.
All 10 of them?
Well, Oglesby drives to Gatesville and joins the Hornets to get their screening.
Well, Oglesby's 10 people, but then there's like 10 million rattlesnakes. That's what it's known for. The passion that you have for but it's for high school students. It's not. I mean, what you're doing is amazing, by the way.
Well, thank you. It's middle school and high school. The criteria that we read the ECGs to is for 12-year-old to 25-year-olds. We're looking for structural and electrical problems in the heart. It's not like you and I would have blockage or something like that,
sure.
But we're looking for things that are genetic, and you don't know till it hits you. And we saw with DeMar how fast you go from full NFL speed and have a sudden cardiac arrest, and all of a sudden you're dead. And the only way to stop that is to get that CPR started, get the AED going. But Scott, my message is prevent it.
Yeah. Scott tells it so good too. A little closer. Yeah, there you go. The physicals that we got back when we were in high school are the same physicals they get today. And all you have to do is
turn your head and cough, and yeah.
You're not really going to die from any hernias,
Yeah,
but
no.
Heart issues are a little more important. Stethoscope's a wonderful tool. 200-year-old technology in a gym full of 500 kids. You're going to miss 80% of the heart abnormalities that can cause sudden cardiac arrest.
Yeah.
We can add that ECG and take it to 86% of catching them.
Catching them instead of the opposite way. You have, of course, been on Radio Row many times. How did you and Scott get together and help him do what he's doing and maybe educate America?
Well, and me and Scott used to coach Little League Baseball together.
Is that right?
We've been friends since college, and I was around Cody. I knew Cody when he was wee tall, before he was 6'9", 300 pounds, that's for sure. But our families have been friends, and we went through this with him, and, I just love this message that he's taken out of all this. And, he's helped hundreds and hundreds of kids with this test. They've detected different abnormalities, and they've saved a lot of lives. So, man, how can you not support this? This is our children are our greatest commodity,
Yeah, they're our future, our present, too. You said it took 7 years. Why does it take 7 years?
Anything you try to do in Austin is a marathon. It's not a sprint. And the first year I went over there, I went with a piece of paper that I had written and said, "This is a bill. Let's make this a law."
Right.
And kind of got laughed around the Capitol a little bit by the 7th year when I was back over there, had a warrior, the Dan Huberty, a state rep that was chairman of the education committee. And he told the House, he said, "You will vote for this, or you won't get anything out of my committee." I mean, it was that powerful of a message from Dan, and the governor got behind it. The lieutenant governor got behind it. They saw that we could screen kids. We were going all over the state doing it, from El Paso to the Valley to Muleshoe, Texas, to Oglesby, Texas, wherever we needed kids screened, we were doing it, and we'd been doing it for 7 years by then.
When you saw the DeMar Hamlin story, I don't know, were you watching the game live?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as a former guy that used to have collisions on every single snap, we discuss your body and how it's broken down at times and painkillers and all of that. Did you ever have a moment, anything near that, at watching the game, playing the game, teammates or anyone?
Well, obviously I've been knocked out, but I never got up like he did. But he actually stood up and then fell back dead. First thing that hit was the back of his head. So, no, I've never had anything like that. But I've been knocked out and laid completely unconscious on the turf. And that's scary enough, as it is. But this is this was a whole new level, something that happened out on the field like that. And thank goodness that they had the medical apparatuses out there to help, the defib, the guys that could get there and give the life support as fast as they did.
So what is your background? This is obviously a passion because of Cody. That's your son. And he's gone. What is your background? Because you seem to have a little medical background or something in you.
No, not really. I'm a real estate appraiser. But I'll tell you this, whenever I started this mission, I would go to cardiologist continuing education and sit in the back of the room with my iPad and try to keep up. And I could keep up on everything except that when they said, and here's how to read an ECG. I really didn't want that knowledge. I thought I'd be too dangerous if I knew how to do it myself. So,
Randy, this is, you said the 14th one.
14th
Seems like
year.
It's been longer than that.
No, 14.
And your story, of course, is great. Baylor, unbelievable player, NFL as well. And you're still educating people as well with what you've been through in life as far as painkillers and addiction and et cetera.
And mental health issues.
Yeah.
My message is that it's okay to not be okay, but you got to raise your hand and ask for help. There's hope and help out there, but you got to ask for it. And, I encourage parents to have that uncomfortable conversation with their kids, to educate their kids. There's so much stigma surrounding substance abuse and mental health issues that it keeps people from raising their hand and asking for help. So that's my message. And here lately, the last 5, 6, 7 years, there's been more celebrities, more athletes that are coming out and talking openly about their mental health issues and substance abuse.
Yeah, we had Eric Kramer, former Lions quarterback. I don't know if you know his story, but his son died, overdosed heroin, and he tried to kill himself because of all the other things going on in his life. Incredible story. Baylor Bears.
Sick 'em.
The 2010 team broke a drought of like 16 or 17 years of no bowl games. And we know the story of Art Briles. They won 2 Big 12 titles. He's fired, the scandal. Then they built it again with Matt Rule. And then they built it again with Dave Aranda. Last year a little bit down. Did not work out for them. But your alma mater, how excited you are for what you've seen.
Yeah, and I expect them to have a big year. They had a great recruiting class. I expect them to have a big year this year. How about TCU? Where'd they come from, huh?
Yeah.
What's up with that? But anyway, Baylor's doing really well, and I'm looking forward to the year. The conference is changing a lot this year, so it's going to be interesting.
We had the Cincinnati head coach, Scott Satterfield, on yesterday. We've had Yormark, the commissioner, and Brigham Young and UCF with Gus Malzahn and Houston or whatever. And of course,
that's going to be different.
It is different. And Texas and OU, they want to leave. They're going to be leaving here at some particular point. But the history and the way college football, the face of it, has changed. NIL, transfer portal, realignment, teams coming and going.
No more smash mouth Southwest Conference.
No. Yeah, well, and you're right. It's wide open and lit up. And Randy Grimes is a great friend of mine. And, again, for what you do, Scott, with Cody, and it's Cody Hodges or Cody Stevens Foundation. Is that correct?
That's correct. .org, and it's spelled with a PH. Stevens is PH.
Okay. And so 7 years it took you to get it done, and now here you are.
I need 49.
You couldn't get you need 49 other states to do it?
I need 49 more states.
Well, you're at a great place to get your story out, let me tell you.
Yes, sir.
And with a great man, Randy Grimes.
Thanks to you.
Oh, no, we do this. Thank you very much. Good luck to you. And Oglesby, Texas in the house, along with Gatesville, Texas. This is Super Bowl 57 in Phoenix, Radio Row, and 365 Sports.
Y'all listen up. Let me tell you something about Group